All right, everybody. So it is Friday. And as you know, and if you don't know, go to our YouTube page, Keller Williams Realty The Lakes, to figure out what Phil Fridays is and what we do. But, anyways, guys, welcome back to another session of Phil Fridays with our amazing, incredible broker, Phil Williams. Phil, what are we talking about today?
Well, I think today we were going to talk a little bit about open houses, and then I'm not sure what was the other item we were going to cover.
How important it is for realtors to keep training going, training and prospecting.
Okay, yes, yeah, you did tell me that. So first off, open houses now, they are permissible. Remember to follow the COVID guidelines. We have that new form now where you only need one form. It's a one form covers all the PEAD 1, PEAD-1. That form will get you into anybody else's open house, or you may accept those if you're having your own.
Mhm.
But I think the other item that Jay hit on is continuing education required or a good idea as a realtor? And for me, I love learning. I love listening to people's stories. The best way I know how to handle mistakes is by learning from somebody else's, so I don't turn around and make them myself. So I can watch somebody do a task, for example, in the contracting world. I can see how they use tools. I can model how they build something. And if they make a mistake, I'll know not to cut that board too short or not to cut the wire short or whatever tricks that they're teaching. So the continuing education, I turn around and apply towards real estate, especially coming here to Keller Williams. There are opportunities here through Bold, through Ignite, all the different programs that we offer you here at Keller Williams is by far the best set of education you can get as a realtor. And the nice thing is nowadays you can do most of it online, do it from your own home. It used to be we'd have to travel to another city to go through an Ignite program or Bold program. But now we can do it online. It's half price usually, it's cheaper, but the quality of education is just as good as though you're there in person. So I strongly recommend any and everyone do it if they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredible you touched on that topic. A big source of lead generation that most people have trained prior to COVID. A lot of agents have gotten licensed during COVID, so they don't even know what an open house is to make sure you guys do follow the guidelines. CAR on their website, National Association of Realtors, they have, the forms. I have them as well here. I should have probably screen shared. I didn't think about that. But like Phil said, there's a PED1 form, right? A PED-all form, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is.
But also if you're hosting the open house, as long as you have a sign-in sheet is what it says, and it states what the CDC guidelines recommend that, by signing up the sheet, they are agreeing that they are not sick. You know, the more information on that is on the National Association of Realtors page, right, Phil?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I
So
have
you
it
know,
up.
it's on CAR actually, California
Car
Association.
form. There you go. Sorry. It's a car form. So on the car forms, they even have it pre-typed out, if I'm right. Am I?
You do. All you need to do is have the individual sign it, date it, and accept it. That's all you have to do. So it's not a hard form at all, but it is something that could protect you in the event somebody wants to claim that you've made a mistake and made them sick.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's super simple. Is there like a limit of people that have to enter the open house?
Yeah, I think four is the limit that they still want you to keep it at.
Mhm.
Quite frankly, that's a great safety thing, not just from an illness standpoint, but I don't know if you've had an open house and you have families come in and they've got 5 children, 2 adults plus grandma and grandpa. And if you're a single realtor working to work an open house, it's difficult to keep track of everybody.
Mhm.
So you never know. There are some bad folks out there that when you're at one end of the house, somebody else is at the other, go through and looking for jewelry or medicine or stuff. Now, the proper thing that we do is we counsel all of our clients to go ahead and lock that stuff up because we can't replace it. And we don't necessarily know who might have taken it. We can't be in all spots at all times. So pay attention, monitor the number of people that come in. You'll find it's much easier on you. And now you got a piece of paper to hand them that says that's pretty much the rules we have to play by. So it's a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited because, like I said, doing open houses has been the best lead gen strategy. Like, as many people say, listings have babies, right? So, what a great opportunity to just be somewhere where people are actively looking for a home, and, you'll have a couple looky-loos, but we have an agent here, and I'm gonna give her a shout out. Her name's Helen. She's incredible. She had an open house, and one of the clients that came in, she's actually writing an offer for on that property. So you guys keep an open mind. Like, as long as you're able to do the work, hosting open house is essentially a cheap way to get leads coming in. If not cheap, maybe free. Because what expenses go into like really having, proper masks and gloves ready and accessible for that. So I'm gonna tie that into a different conversation, Phil. I know I'm like stuttering a bit, guys, so bear with me. But that goes into proper training. If you're not continuing your training and learning, you're not going to be up to date on things like this. Phil Fridays is a great way for me to touch those folks that don't want to go to trainings. So I hope those of you that don't go to trainings or miss out on them, or maybe your brokerage doesn't have as many like classes and trainings as we do. Today we had a FAQ question, a question and answers, where our broker of record, Phil Williams, our compliance manager, and our MCA was able to hop on and answer just questions that our agents have in our current market center. And just having those type of sessions, even on Zoom, I learned some stuff that I wasn't aware of. So it's important to be part of a brokerage that has that type of mentality and training. And it's important for you to know that, you're learning for earning's sake. Without proper education, you're not able to properly inform clients, do sales properly. And, most importantly in this industry, staying out of trouble is number one, right?
Yes.
Phil's our broker of record, and as incredible as our agents are, like he's been at other brokerages before. I'm sure you've gotten tons of complaints and reports, right?
I have.
A lot.
So
So
I would like to add a little bit on the open house a little bit.
yeah,
When I came in a year and a half or so ago, and I met Steve Ryder, and I happened to sit in as an audit, not even committed to becoming to Keller Williams. And I listened to what he did for an open house. And it's not just put it on the MLS under open house, set a date, and get there 20 minutes before your open house is due. He walks you through a program, and he can teach you how to. I'm telling you, you're going to walk away with 10 clients. If you do the process, you say it takes about 2 weeks. So you set the date, you clear it with your clients, of course. You have to go out and hand out flyers all the way around your property. Take 50 flyers with you, 40, 50. Knock on the door and invite all those local people around. Say, hey, I'm going to have a VIP special open house for folks. It's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be between 9 and 11 for the VIP guests. And then we're going to open it up for the public at 11 o'clock. And then when you're done, you can go back and you can meet these people. You have already met them once before. When they come in, you can say, hey, great, glad you brought the flyer. Let me get your name and address. We'll enter you in a drawing or a raffle or something like that. There's a whole process to it. And if you take the time to plan it, you're going to walk away with a client, and you may end up selling the house. I had the other firms I was at, they always told us open houses are not to sell the home that you're showing.
exactly.
For some of the reasons. And they were kind of right, but I think the Steve Ryder program's far better way to do it.
Absolutely. And being prepared is key. I'm not going to keep the session going on that long. Thank you, Phil, for always coming with tons of knowledge and being a powerhouse. I also fortunately was able to hear, I went to a leadership conference, was able to hear John Maxwell. Great. So I made a point that preparation is key. And they talked about the people that they remember the most are the ones that can't prepare to those interviews with them. Because who doesn't want to have one-on-one session with a powerhouse like that? This person's like written over $100. And he said people that stuck out the most are the ones that properly prepared and had a list of questions ready to ask. So that's just something that I think we can consider, and going into preparation, even open house, just having your ducks in a row. You don't want to be that agent that's showing up at 1 when the open house is at 1 to 4. You don't want to be that person. Taking the preparation is not only going to help impress, people that come by. Other agents love to look at other open houses. I'll probably come stop by and look at yours too if I can. If I know there's one in my area, I'd love to go look to see what our agents are going to be doing. But yeah, preparation is key. You're going to also impress those sellers, who then in turn are going to tell their friends and their family, like about your cookies that you baked and brought. The smallest details go a long way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to talk about the continued education and training. A lot of agents get comfortable. They think they only need help for the first couple of deals, and then they think they're rock stars just selling 4 transactions a year. But No one gets into real estate to be minimal, right? Like you didn't come into real estate to make 30 grand. I mean, am I right, Phil? Like we come.
That's true. You know, you could go anywhere and earn 30 grand a year at minimum wage. You know, if you're really wanting to work, you want the opportunity to earn. Listen to what Jay's saying. Come to work, show up as a realtor, be prepared, and you'll be far more successful. So I think you hit the nail on the head today, Jay.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, everybody, have a blessed day. This is an awesome Phil Friday. Every Friday, we're coming at you with knowledge, what's new, what's current, some things to be mindset. Some days we're going to talk about some Lake Elsinore history, so stay tuned for that. So stay tuned till next week. Thank you.